Today we're going to be hitting 4 great 55 and up communities throughout the Triangle. Stick around. All right, so the first community we're going to highlight is in Durham. It is Creekside at Bethpage, which is actually where we're filming right now as I'm about to walk into this magnolia tree.
Yeah.
Just a little facts on this community. It is near Briar Creek, which is near the airport. And actually a lot of the communities we're going to be talking about today are right around the airport. Not all of them are in Durham, but they're going to be really close to the airport. Average price point in this community is in the upper fives, $590,000. Average square footage, 2,200 square feet. This is going to be kind of a common theme as we go through the day.
There is one neighborhood that stands out.
There is, yeah, there is. And average year built was 2018, so this kind of fluctuates around that time. This was built by a builder that ended up turning into Taylor Morrison, so it was essentially built by Taylor Morrison, but a different builder.
At least by the end of it.
Yeah, that was, I guess, bought out by Taylor Morrison at the time. But this neighborhood is loaded with amenities.
Yeah, so it is loaded with amenities here. That is the really cool thing with 55 and up communities. There are so many amenities at all of these neighborhoods. They're all going to kind of seem pretty similar. Obviously, like the design and size of the clubhouses are going to differ, but like right behind us we have a huge clubhouse here. There's pool, there's social rooms, arts and crafts rooms, things like that. You've got a community garden, lots of ability to walk and have walking trails and sidewalks throughout the neighborhood. So really a lot of places to stay
tennis courts.
Active. Yeah, lots of athletic courts. You have just a lot of space here. And one thing I do like about this neighborhood, I feel like a lot of the 55 and up, because they are typically going to be ranch style homes that might have like a bonus room on a second floor, but most of your living space is downstairs. So sometimes because of that, they all look exactly the same, but I feel like in this neighborhood they did a good job kind of with the colors, adding stonework and stuff. I feel like the houses do look a little bit different from one another here, whereas in some neighborhoods it can feel like the exact same thing over and over again. So I do like that about this neighborhood, and it's really a great location, like Zach mentioned, close to the airport and close to RTP.
Like 15 minutes from the airport. I believe it was 25 minutes from downtown Raleigh. So just a really great location here.
Yeah, you got all your shopping really close by at Briar Creek. The Briar Creek Shopping Center has, your Target. It's got a bunch of restaurants and other shops and things there. So you really don't have to go very far to get everything that you need around here.
All right, the second neighborhood we're going to talk about today is Carolina Preserve at Amberley. So this is in Cary. This is going to be the most expensive neighborhood that we talk about. It's average price point, $650,000. Average square footage, 2,200. So pretty similar to the one we just talked about in Durham at Creekside at Bethpage. And it's also going to be in terms of housing age, it's going to be the oldest that we talk about. So 2008 was the average year built.
Yeah, so it must be one of the earlier 55 and up communities around the Triangle, because I feel like this is a newer trend, I guess you could say, in the area. But it does make sense that it's a little more expensive because Cary is one of our most expensive metro areas around the Raleigh area. So it does make sense. It is inside of a larger neighborhood that is not all 55 and up. So it's a section of Amberley, and Amberley itself is really big. So it's something cool about Amberley. There is some retail space in there. So if you want the 55 and up, amenities and access to having community that's in a similar stage of life to you, but maybe you still want to be able to go on a walk and see, people in other life stages, like Amberley could be a really good fit. Obviously.
And that is a really nice thing about that. And there's a couple more neighborhoods that we're not going to highlight. I mean, this is by no means an all-encompassing list. There's a ton of 55 and up communities we're just going to be highlighting for today. But Cindy just made a great point about how it's housed within a much larger community. There's a couple more that we're not going to highlight, but Wendell Falls has a 55 and up community that's housed within a much larger neighborhood. Chatham Park is going to have the same. Serenity down in Fuquay Varina is going to have the same. And the beauty of that is you have multiple community centers. You have one that's going to be exclusive to the 55 and up section within that neighborhood. But you also have another community center like at Amberley where those who are part of the 55 and up community can partake in, but not vice versa.
Yeah.
And so you have your own exclusive one, but you also have a larger one that gives you more options for amenities within that neighborhood.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, that area, it is nice. Cary is one of our most expensive areas, so it does make sense that it's one of our most expensive 55 and up communities on the list, but you're right there if you want that like Cary address, that is going to be a good option in Cary for you. It's about 20 minutes or so from downtown Cary, and I think it's about 25 minutes from downtown Raleigh. As far as amenities go, over in the 55 and up community in Amberley, you have, this is a Del Webb community, which the other ones we're going to be talking about in this video today are also Del Webb. They do a lot of the 55 and up communities in the area. So all their clubhouses kind of look pretty similar, you know. Yeah, or the same.
Not inside. Outside does. Inside
outside.
Doesn't.
Yeah,
right.
Inside's
different.
Yeah, inside will be a little different, but from the outside they do kind of look the same. But they are incredible. It feels like you're at a all-inclusive resort somewhere. Like, they're just huge. They've got these huge pools. I believe there's also an indoor pool at the 55 and up community in Amberley. An outdoor pool. You've got all the racket courts and, you know, same kind of things as other neighborhoods, you know, meeting spaces where people get together, arts and crafts rooms, all kinds of social spaces inside of the building. All right, so next on our list is in Fuquay Varina. This is called Carolina Gardens. This is another Del Webb community. It's still kind of in the active construction stages. There are a lot of homes that are completed already, but this is going to be one of our newest on the list today. And also the cheapest. Average prices in Carolina Gardens are hovering around the 470s, so definitely less expensive than some of the others we've talked about today. But in addition to that, the house sizes are actually a lot smaller,
significantly.
Averaging around 1,690 square feet, so definitely a lot smaller than that 2,200. So I don't know if a lot of them maybe just don't have that like second floor bonus space. I'm not sure how they're kind of configuring things differently there, but if you're looking for a smaller footprint, because 2,200 is actually, if you're retiring and don't have any, that's kind of a lot of space to maintain. So if you don't want all that space, this could be a really good option while still having like a new home that's really beautiful and has all the access to all of those amenities. And like we mentioned, this is also located in Fuquay, so going to be like a little more far out than the others today.
So Cindy just mentioned it's a little further out, so it is more on the southern side of Fuquay. So you're talking from there about 45 minutes to downtown Durham, about 35 minutes or so to downtown Raleigh. Obviously traffic dependent, the time of day you're traveling is going to make a difference. So it could be a little less, could be a little more. And then you're going to be roughly, so when you're in that kind of southern side of Fuquay and you want to go to like a Walmart or a Target, probably the closest one to you is going to be in Holly Springs. So you're going to be about 20 minutes from that shopping center. So it is going to feel a little more rural, a little further out than the other three that we're talking about today. They're a little more centrally located, but it's also the most affordable, and that price kind of reflects some of that.
Yeah, for sure. And if you like that rural feel, this could be a good option. The neighborhood itself is not going to feel rural, obviously, but just like your drive out there and stuff like that. If you don't want to have the hustle and bustle of being near the airport or something like that, then this could be a good option.
Yeah, because it is a Del Webb community, and so you are going to get the same amenities that you're going to get in other Del Webb communities, whether it's the tennis courts, the bocce ball, the swimming pool, the constant, classes and social events that are thrown. So it is going to be a very amenity heavy neighborhood. To Cindy's point, the neighborhood's not going to feel rural. It's just going to be in a more rural part of the triangle.
Right. All right, so the last on our list is another Del Webb community. This one's called Carolina Arbors, super close to Creekside at Bethpage as far as like location. It's going to have a Durham mailing address, very, very close to Briar Creek, RTP, and the airport. I think personally, this is actually my favorite one to drive through. It is really beautiful. It's something about, I think, the landscaping and stuff, they're all beautiful, but something about it at Carolina Arbors is just like, feels like really exceptional for some reason. But the clubhouse there, again, Del Webb community, beautiful clubhouse, beautiful swimming pool. They've got dance classes that go on, and I think they even do some cooking demonstrations I saw at some of these Del Webb communities. The bocce ball, pickleball, tennis courts, community garden, walking trails. There's a cute little pond. So you could walk around, pond, that you can kind of walk around. I was about to call it a lake. It's definitely not a lake. But it's just a really nice community. And I do like that the convenience of the location being close to the airport. If you did have family in other parts that were traveling in, or you were traveling out a lot, it's definitely nice to have that easy access to the airport.
Absolutely. You could probably say this about pretty much any neighborhood that we mentioned today, but the times that we've been to Carolina Arbors, it's incredibly active. There's folks literally out walking everywhere. There's people with the swimming pool. Like, it's just a really active neighborhood. And again, you could really apply that to most of these communities. I mean, just out here filming today in Bethpage, I mean, there's, we've probably seen 10 people walk by since we've been out here for a very short amount of time. And so, but Carolina Arbors, they kind of stand out with that.
Yeah.
So, and we met the nicest person there, and I can't remember what his name was, but he was
so
the nicest gentleman.
Nice, telling us how much he loved it there. And he's been there for a long time. But it is a really nice neighborhood, and it feels like just a lot of special people that live in there and in all of these communities. It just seems like a great place. If you are a social person and looking to retire, I think a 55 and up community is a great idea because you have so much access to all that social stuff. It kind of feels like you're going back to college or something, like you get to have all of these amazing amenities right here and clubs and all of these things to stay social and to stay active. This is not a retirement home. I think a lot of people think these 55 and up communities are like nursing homes or retirement homes. It's a home you're retiring at, but this is not like people that are like in need of extreme medical care and stuff like that. Like, it's just a place to go and have a lot of people in a similar season of life, and it's a really beautiful thing. Definitely something to consider. Yeah,
and I know we covered 4 today, and again, this is by no means the only ones in the area. There are, and we really, 3 of the 4 we covered are like 15 minutes apart, so we probably should have expanded some out. But I mean, it doesn't matter whether you're looking in Wake Forest or Clayton or Fuquay or Cary or Durham or Raleigh. Like, there is going to be a 55 and up community option for you. Obviously, different areas are going to have different price points, but they're growing because in general, that demographic 65 and up is one of the fastest. It is the fastest growing age demographic in our region, and so the growth of the 55 and up communities is reflecting that.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, we're Zach and Cindy Honeycutt, a couple of local real estate agents in the area. So if you are looking to buy or sell, we'd love to be your real estate resource of choice. You can find us at the contact info below, and you can also find us on social media.
Yeah, we'd love to have you follow along. You can follow us at the Honeycutt Realtors or the RDU Buzz. We've got 2 accounts there. RDU Buzz kind of going over news and developments in the area, and Honeycutt Realtors just kind of being a little more of our like personal life. But we'd love to have you follow along, or you can go to our website, honeycutteam.com, and we look forward to connecting with you.
Yep, we'll see y'all next time.